It's not my job to validate how people feel about their bodies.
We all have things that we don't like about ourselves. I know I do. I procrastinate too much and I've got this crooked nose and acne scars. But some things we can change and some things we can't change. Now, you don't necessarily need to hate something or even dislike it to want to change it about yourself. It can just not match with the ideal person that you see yourself as. And that's exactly what happened with Adele. She was suffering with anxiety, feeling broken after a separation that was tough. And then she went ahead and changed herself. And also as a part of that, lost 100 pounds with a weight loss transformation.
In that process of having, lost all of that weight, I definitely really contributed towards me getting my mind right.
Now you would think the internet would be celebrating that, but the body positivity movement slapped back at Adele with some harsh criticism. Now, I love the way Adele responded to this, and in this video, I'm going to give my take on it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sermed, and I'm a doctor working in London. I make videos about health and celebrity health. If that's something you're into, hit the subscribe button so you can stay informed. So a lot of people think this body positivity movement started on the internet as a recent creation, but it actually started back in 1969 in good old New York, where a chap called Bill Fabry was annoyed that his wife, who was fat, named Joyce, was being treated badly by society. So he went ahead, got a few friends together and some other people to gather around this cause, and he created the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. Then that carried on and moved online, and lots of people have then started to use the body positivity movement to describe how people should love themselves despite imperfections and not necessarily need to move towards unattainable beauty standards, and they shouldn't airbrush photos and things like that so that they can make themselves look better online. So that's where we are at. Now, interestingly, people who are part of this movement as a result of Adele posting this photo on her social media came back and said these comments. I think we all love Adele a little more because she doesn't look like everyone else. Now she does. Not sure I feel the same about her. Let's see if her music changes too. Adele will never be the same for me looking like this. I love your songs. Yeah, I love that end bit. Yeah, because that makes it better. Great, Adele. Although in a sense can't help feeling a little sad, as you were a role model of security and self-love for big girls and body positivity. Well, she slapped back and gave it this.
It's not my job to validate how people feel about their bodies.
Yeah, absolutely love that response from Adele, and I think it is just hitting the nail on the head why these comments are just completely unfounded. That doesn't look like Adele, and there's no way she will maintain that weight. Poor thing. How do you know, Dale Vicks? That's insane. Insane comment. We really thought you'd break the stereotypes established regarding being fat, and you yourself ended up being a skinny model. But still, I appreciate the work you've done on yourself. Now, even though these are infuriating, the comments by supposedly professional journalists were even more enraging, and there was someone called Shannon Palis that posted on a website called Slate, which is actually a huge newspaper, and she said things like, Adele is a mega talent whose music is worth blasting on repeat no matter the singer's size. Please stop treating this as an accomplishment. The backlash is correct. I'm going to tell you why this absolutely is an accomplishment and we should be celebrating it just now. But, it's shocking that you have the body positivity movement on one side, the media on the other side, just really objectifying Adele in this way. And we'll go through that in a bit more detail soon. But why is it, in terms of physical health, that Adele has done such a good thing? Well, let's go through that. So, obesity is an epidemic, and those are not just my words, those are words of the World Health Organization, who estimates that more than 2 billion people in the world are overweight or obese. The average BMI in the United States is over 28, and the cutoff for being overweight is 25, and in the UK it's sitting just above 27. We have a real problem with obesity here, and the fact that you can get hypertension, diabetes, hormonal imbalances, higher risk of stroke, cardiovascular disease, and of some cancers should show that it is not a healthy state to be. Moreover, some people argue against losing weight when you're obese, saying that you are malnourished. Quite frankly, that's just not true. There is even a paradox about being obese where you are malnourished while being obese, which is very, very common because a lot of people who are obese do have poor nutrition from their diet, eating high percentage of processed foods, of carbohydrates and fats, which don't have the micronutrients that they need that you would get from having your 5 fruit and veg a day. So by building healthier eating habits and more discipline into your diet, you will get healthier physically. And let's talk about mental health. See, weight is one of the few things that actually can be a reflection of your mental health. And there is certainly a reason why approximately 50% of patients who are obese will suffer from depression throughout their lifetime. So to gain weight unintentionally, a lot of the time there needs to be a destructive pattern going on where you're using food as a method of coping, and to break those patterns, which is exactly what Adele has done, takes a lot of courage and energy. And by being able to do that, you also build self-esteem because you set a goal for yourself and you manage to achieve it, and therefore you have more confidence for yourself in reaching future goals. And that's why Adele actually goes ahead and says that the beauty component of losing weight was not the reason why she even started this journey in the first place.
You lost 100 pounds in 2 years.
That, yeah.
Around that?
Around,
100
yeah.
pounds in 2 years. And then you said it wasn't even really about the weight. So
No.
what was it about?
It was about my anxiety mainly.
She was just trying to get her life in order. She felt broken and she needed to rebuild herself. And actually, when she went into the Saturday Night Live show, she was wearing these satin earrings and had the tattoo to symbolize the fact that she was broken and she had now rebuilt herself from scratch in this new, healthier version of Adele. And it is healthier. And I think that the body positivity movement should not stop us from being able to say this objective fact that being a normal weight is indeed healthier. Okay. So the next thing is that from my experience, know that a lot of people who are overweight or even obese do want to lose weight. And in my clinical practice, when I speak to those patients, they say that they've tried and nothing works for them. They just can't keep to a diet, can't stick to a routine as hard as they try. And so what I think has really happened, the second reason here why I think we should be celebrating the fact that Adele lost weight, is that people who have attached external validation to Adele and the fact that she has become successful while being a large weight are the ones who are upset at this point. Not necessarily because she is skinnier now and she's betrayed the community and that she has adjusted to the beauty standards, but actually she makes those people feel more inadequate because they can't go ahead and do the journey of losing weight themselves. And that certainly has been my experience in clinical practice. A lot of people may not want to admit that, but that it has been the case in my experience. And Adele even goes further to mention that she's not there to validate anyone's feeling about their bodies. She is still body positive and was body positive before.
I was body positive then and I'm body positive now.
Furthermore, Shannon Palis in her article on Slate even goes ahead and mentions the fact that she is upset because the fact Adele has lost weight makes her feel like she needs to then now go ahead and lose weight as well. We should all have internal validation for ourselves where we feel comfortable within and not by attaching our psyche to someone else. We shouldn't go ahead and make our body composition part of our personality traits. That feels like what people are doing. They're forging it as a character trait, and then they are trying to enforce it and police other people's behavior based on that character trait. And when people give that up, they are being toxic online and basically trying to change other people's behavior without sticking to the values of what the body positivity movement, which the fundamentals I certainly agree with, but the actions I don't right now. So I absolutely have respect for Adele in how she's responded and handled these really difficult inquiries and this kickback on her losing weight. I really commend her on what she's done. It does take a lot to go ahead and break those toxic habits that people have, and she's managed to do that. So I would love to hear your comments down below. If you like this video, you probably liked my video on Billie Eilish and how she manages her Tourette syndrome just here. So I will see you in the next video. Take care, stay healthy, and stay happy.